going on, everybody? It's JK here, and today we're reacting to Kamen Ooo'S Putotyra is Built Different by Lambo Calrissian. As always, the link to the video will be down in the description box below. Without further ado, let's get into this video. What's that? I knew it. You know you didn't. Bro, just got all like Jason. It's a, yeah, I did it. No, you didn't.
In today's video, we double back to the realm of the
Putotyra, one of my favorite final forms of a Kamen Rider.
Purple Menaces, and
even though I have not seen the series.
And the fifth member to the group and the berserker of the table, Ooo'S Putotyra form. Now I know it kind of feels like he's just a rider who's code switching to get here, but if the shoe fits, which it does, we'll add it. So the setup for this video may feel kind of all over the place, but there's a lot of context needed before we get into our exhibits. Okay. So before we do that, go ahead and hit the like button and let's go ahead and get started. As I just stated, the setup for this one is going to be kind of all over the place, but the most important parts are the following. We just found out that Ankh is only an arm because his body is being controlled by someone we'll call Lost Ankh for the sake of this video. But because both exist at the same time, they now follow under the there can only be one Highlander rules type shit. So most, if not every time they see each other, it's on site and they clash via absorptions. But every time our Ankh clashes with the other one, he loses every time. Keep that in the back of the pocket. We're gonna have to go back to that later. Meanwhile, Dr. Maki says fuck humanity and joins the greed with Kazari and Lost Ankh in question in pursuit of the apocalypse. Dr. Maki thinks that humanity will only be whole once humanity is, done, whatever the fuck that means. So he also ganks something very important on the way out, and consequently the cause of all the cool shit later that will happen. Later. AJ and gang are running around dealing with Uva's money laundering scheme, while Dr. Maki reveals the stuff he ganked, a set of 10 purple core medals. These medals are the most unique core medals introduced in the TV series thus far, and I'll explain it for the slow ones in the back, even though the show does a pretty good job of giving you the signs. According to what the show has given us up until this reveal, we're under the assumption that core medals and greed went hand in hand like Gooners in the hub, meaning if we were introduced to a greed, we were introduced to their core medals at the same time. But when you see a set of 10 core medals of a color never before seen, revealed to be just chilling in a premium Bandai case, you can tell this was presented to grab your attention. Suddenly, Dr. Maki removes one and starts talking about how the remaining 9 will make a greed to compensate for the missing one.
By removing one of them, the desire to compensate for that missing piece will bloom.
This doubles down on grabbing your attention because we've never seen a greed be born before. Not including the movies. We've damn near seen all of them be revived, with Lost Ankh being a special case, as they created a new identity for themselves.
And once I removed one of its core medals, it awakened
to host their body. But to make a greed? That's tough. The only nigga that did this is the original Ooo'S, who did the exact same process Dr. Maki did to make the starting 5, using a fuck ton of cell medals to do so. And we wouldn't know any of that until the Ooo'S light novels were released a year after the show ended.
Yeah, the
so
original
that's me
Ooo'S
being, in my Captain Hindsight bag. So without knowing exactly what the purple core medals can do, all we can do right now is just wait.
A few minutes later.
When 5 of the aforementioned medals blues could do their way into AG's chesticles during a fight with Uva, our boy freezes up on the spot, allowing the beetle to get away and confusing everyone else. After a quick checkup, AG's friends go home and talk about his trauma while he's not in the room. That's kind of fucked up though, I'm not gonna lie. When Dante makes note how the trauma AG went through is the kind that can make a man hateful or empty, President Kogami pops up and piggybacks off. He starts glazing.
But AG's void of desire is exactly what makes him the ideal vessel for the medals.
AG, stating that the hobo being desireless ironically makes him the perfect person to be Ooo'S, because all of that desire power from the excess core medal combo usages just
That's the exact reason why he's able to use the medals so extensively without losing control.
Funnels through him and makes him tired, while the first O's went all crazy because of which. Once again, I'm in my Captain Hindsight bag, as this is something we don't find out until reading the damn post-series novels. Now, under normal circumstances, whatever that means, all of this would be cool. But then the Grimace coins showed up. Apparently, these purple cores are
Metals based on extinct creatures who exist purely on a conceptual level in modern times.
based on extinct creatures or creatures that existed on a
AKA dinosaurs.
conceptual level in modern times. Meaning that
Editor's note, I would like to add mythical creatures to that list because they not only fit the creatures that exist conceptually rule, but a unicorn yummy appears later on, proving my point. Tell me what purple yummy you would make in the comments and give me $5.
that they're based on creatures that we can't see in a zoo right now. This correlates with the Grimace tokens being forged by the essence of nothing rather than desire. So, they are directly powered by a lack of desire and are
They were attracted by O's. They were attracted to O's and entered the void where Eiji's desire would be.
the complete antithesis to the starting 5.
So in other words, they're a counter.
6 if you count the one from the movie. Now, Eiji's lack of desire has attracted the Grimace core metals to him, and Lord knows what could happen next. Well, I'll tell you, it's Exhibit A. According to my notes, I named this exhibit Extreme Dinosaurs, and after you hear me say this setup, you'll get it. This episode already starts out crazy as 2 purple dinosaur yummies show up staring menacingly at the city. The first half of this exhibit technically happens before the purple core metals were explained by Kogami, but you needed the context of the Grimace tokens in order for everything to make sense. Eiji and gang wrap up that whole money laundering plotline until suddenly they notice that people are panicking and a whole building's disintegrating. Ain't no yummy did shit like this before.
Fuck?
Then the dude, Purple Yummy, shows up with his old lady getting her secondhand smoke on inside the building. Eiji and Date put that shit on to face off against them, and spoilers, this is free eats for the Yummy, and he even gets a clear dub off of Eiji here. Berth tries to save his homeboy from entering the gulag, but a counter slap from the Yummy knocks him out of his rider form too. Now, the Yummies are up by 2, and when the Lady Yummy enters the battlefield, niggas are clearly shook. Because it's bad enough that one of them is whooping your ass, but now there's 2. They can make buildings and people disintegrate, and you don't know who made these yummies either? This is the I didn't know this boss had a second phase kind of bad. And when retreating means that Eiji can't help other people in danger, Eiji runs to save the people instead. The Yummies drop a level 2 team attack and use that as their chance to beat Feet, and the next time we see the duo, they're at an amusement park, unamused by all the people there, like me during Christmas time. By the way, in the time between them retreating and going to the amusement park, that's when, you know,
Thanos snapped.
Eiji's friends talk about his trauma behind his
Some folks would flip out and some would probably let it turn them rotten.
back, and then Kogami tells us about the purple core metals. Anyway, Eiji and gang slide in for their run back, and the fight starts with Eiji getting jumped. Berth eventually joins in, so now it's a proper 2-on-2 for now. These boys must have been labbing the night before because they're both weaving and countering like it's nobody's business. But eventually, they get overwhelmed, and a crying girl triggers Eiji's help your fellow man PTSD. So he rushes in to save her despite taking 2 shots in the back. He manages to save her, but he gets knocked out of the suit again and gets ready to be front row seats to a Michael Jackson concert. But as the fireball is just about to hit, point blank, the purple cores pop out and Eiji in tandem starts to act out.
Fucking Putotyra.
I don't know about y'all, but if a form debut doubles as a get back, then you know the writer in question is about to pop off. The Muteki video is case in point, so you should watch that one after this one. In fact, Ooo'S in this new form pops off so hard, he overwhelms both Yummies with his newfound yet scarily similar power to theirs. After beating him to the ground, he just goes straight for a finish.
You're frozen, bitch. And Sub-Zero your ass.
God damn. Keeping this momentum, he reaches into the earth and grabs an interchangeable Ooo'S of death and proceeds to peel this final yummy's muffin cap. So all is well. We got a new form, the yummy are defeated, we can all go. Hey, why is AG beating the fuck out of Bird?
What did he say fuck me for?
AG is beating Dante's ass the same way my son does me when we play fight. And it gets so bad, Hina's fine ass has to jump in the way and manages to get him to return to normal. This final form intro is so simple and clean that I swear I was playing Kingdom Hearts in the background. This fight sets up the foundation for the rest of the Grimace combo's appearances, and this continues to hype up the suit, making it both so special and obvious that it's the final form. Again, I'll explain the main reasons why for the slow ones in the back. Final forms usually do one of two things.
Yeah, they either counter to the system or upgrade to the system.
Either harmoniously work with their show's power system,
harmonious power system or counter power system.
Or hard counters it, making something impossible possible. If you need an example of harmonious final forms, think of stuff like Cosmic Forze and Kiwami Gaim. If you need hard counter examples, look at Muteki Xaid and Build Genius. And as a final form, Putotyra fits the hard counter category. Despite this suit makes you go all oonga boonga when
Yeah, because the concept is they run off of no desire. I believe he brought up, if I'm correct.
your life's in danger. The combo is clearly strong enough to swap hands with the best of them in the series. My favorite example of this is when our Grimace takes a point-blank permanence drop from the back from Lost Ankh, and he gets the fuck back up like his name was Jason Voorhees. Yes, I know.
I just made that joke too.
No, I use Michael Myers' theme for the bit, but it works, okay? Anyway, because the core metals diametrically oppose the rules of the core 5, they exist with the power that rivals the others while managing to do their own thing like Miles Morales. The physical representation of this is Putotyra's white undersuit. Perhaps it represents the emptiness that being desireless brings, while the basic core 5 combos have black undersuits, representing the completeness or life desire brings. I don't know, I thought I was cooking.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair assessment.
Another way the show expresses this, and my personal favorite, is the way Uva, Mezul, and Gemil react to seeing purple cores in action, with the latter two asking,
"Yo, who the fuck is this nigga?"
when they see him in use. And there he go, doing that goddamn Jason Voorhees impression again. This gets even more apparent when AG starts gaining control and starts leaning more into the Grimace Coin's power. Thus, this form's true ability get revealed, and it forever changes how the Greed interact with AG and subsequently this combo from then on. But to talk about that, we need to get to Exhibit B. Exhibit B in my notes is titled, "With great power comes great responsibility." And yeah, it makes sense after I tell you what happens. This exhibit is one of my personal favorite moments of AG Hino that puts him in my mind as a GOAT, so for the sake of getting to the good parts, we'll just speed through this. Lost Ankh puts a plan in motion that puts AG and gang in a cockfight. Sorry. That leads to them getting a confident dub, but however is a setup for Lost Ankh, leading him to absorbing our Ankh and putting our heroes on the back foot for real. As I mentioned earlier in this video, Ankh loses every clash she gets in with that little boy, and this Ankh is locked in for those moments, so an off-guard Ankh is quite literally free eats for the little boy, and because of which becomes a substantial power-up form. How substantial? Well, strong enough to swap hands and even beat out Putotyra. Now, between Sogo, no, not that one, even beat out Putotyra. Now, between
Wait, who the fuck? And there's no, why did I say Sogo when I know his name is Izumi Shingo? Because the Pinjamin got me again.
Sogo, no, not that one, failing to feel Ankh's shoes, another purple yummy being out and about, and Dr. Maki spilling the beans on how AG slowly becoming a Greed, it is clear that the odds are not in their favor. This all comes to head with a bunch of bystanders being frozen by the purple yummy and demanding that Ooo'S be called out like it's a crisis hotline.
Oh boy.
This leads to my favorite scene in all of Ooo'S, as this puts AG in the same league of selfless heroes like Spider-Man. Despite Hina telling him he doesn't have to go because of the burden Ooo'S has placed on him, he replies with a simple "it's bigger than me" and leaves. As Ratara, he frees the people and allows them to escape, while Birth, who's Goto by the way, swaps hands with the Yummy. Lost Ankh appears and the two begin a back and forth, making note that today is in fact a death match. AG puts that shit on and the fight starts with the two clashing elements, and they proceed to swap hands of epic proportions. Sogo reminds us that AG
What did I say? Okay, yeah, just same one.
is in fact the realest to ever be Ooo'S, as the entire encounter represents
We all have our selfish wishes, and he quietly accepts it all.
how selfless AG is as a hero. Even while turning into a freakazoid, everyone else's wishes and desires come first. The safety of the people, bringing Ankh back, and every other one in between is AG's priority. He reaches his hands out to anyone who is in need.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Y'all not here for that part though, so here's a clip of them niggas boxing.
Damn! That shit good!
They just separate from one another to catch their breath, and you know, AG's been doing a pretty good job, not going crazy. So it's clear to me that he's mastered the... Damn. Oh man, damn. Oh man. Well, at least we got... Nah, the episode about to end too. Yeah, this shit about to end. Ooo'S and Lost Ankh take their fight to the skies, and shit gets bad for the Birdman immediately. My brain says it doesn't make sense that the bird nigga is losing in the air, but the show is called Kamen Rider Ooo'S, not Red Bird nigga. So I'm just gonna, roll with the show's plot.
Berserker foils are so dope, man.
As the little boy is now reeling in pain after falling from so far up, AG decides to wrap this shit up and kill a kid in broad daylight. If a form that can kill a seemingly unkillable person ain't a hard counter, I don't know what is. This moment solidifies both Ooo'S and Dr. Maki as greed killers, and the power slowly but surely takes out each and every greed. Despite it just being a form and not a whole-ass writer, Putotyra perfectly fits the Grimace category, as the two main requirements to be considered one are being purple and holding an idea that serves something that I like to call the compelling antithesis to the protagonist's idea, or an anti-hero if you want to be simplistic about it. Rogue's idea stood against Build's just as Buffa did Geet's. Hirobi, being a robo-hotep, clashes perfectly with Autoto's "can't we all just get along" energy, and Calibur's entire get down clashes with the ideas of
And that, no matter what you do, the world's end had already been decided.
Toma and the idea of
the whole thing. It's like, no, I decided how it's gonna end.
breaking cycles. Yes, most of them get the perspective kicked into them, but their mindsets affect either the protagonist's growth, the progression of the story, or both. In addition to, most Grimaces in their own way fight for people. Look at the scene from Daredevil where Punisher and Matt are having their conversation.
Yeah, having a conversation
Both of them
about like your ideas of justice.
right in their own way, but they just go about it differently, so that's why they clash. Putotyra is no different, as he fits both requirements, with the latter being served more in a conceptual sense. AG has always been desireless after his trauma, and it's been one of those things that kind of makes him want to help out as much people as he possibly can. This clashes with the selfish desires of most of the monsters in the show, and the people they affect in the process. Purple core metals are just that thought coming to head, or becoming physical, as now AG has core metals of his own, and as he's slowly turning into a greed, those core metals become more and more of his. I know people gonna probably argue with me about the whole Putotyra final form thing, but if you do and you disagree, there's a good chance that when you were in school, you rode in a little special bus, and you stood in a very special hallway. No shame. I just know I have to say things slower next time. But yeah, man, that's the video. We are at Grimace member number 5. Get this video to 900 likes and we'll do the Berserker video where we talk about all the people who just crashed out with Berserker forms.
I don't think I'm ready to that, but I might do it.
Support the channels are in the description below, and if you are buying toys on Hobby Link Japan, make sure you're using my affiliate link so when you buy toys you know you're supporting the channel, baby. I appreciate all the support and love, but give me $5.
A few moments later.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for joining me today, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.